Very good morning. So myself Vinay Kumar. I am the one who designed IPM program, founder of Insights. So all of you have enrolled for this IPM YLM prelim test series. No, so you are interested in it. Some of you, okay. Anyways, so welcome to IPM YLM prelim test series, and you have started writing tests. Huh? So this ancient art and culture, medieval, modern history, you have written the tests. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ವಾ? Okay, good. So we have this tradition this year for every IPM batch. So I conduct these, sessions, kind of orientation sessions, and also sessions where I tell you certain suggestions, tips, advices that might help you in better using the program for maximum returns, right? Now what we see every year is that many people join these programs mainly because out of fear, right? Out of fear of losing out something, that everyone is joining, let me join also. So there is another category of students, those who want to improve definitely because of previous experiences. They may be lacking speed in answer writing, they may be lacking content, they may be lacking the discipline that if I have a timetable, if somebody evaluates my copies, I will improve. So that is the reason some of them join. So there is another category, they have money, so right, so somehow they don't know where to invest, they come and invest here. What is happening, unfortunately, if 100 people are joining this mains test series, not only in Insights, in any institution, if there are 10 tests, right, if 100 people have joined, everyone will not write 10 tests. Out of 100, what I have experienced is that it is less than 5%, right? So less than 5 people will write all the 10 tests, and it is these 5 people we see them again. Not every one of those 5 people, at least 3-4 of them will go and clear prelims, mains, and some of them will become toppers also. So this is very clear, crystal clear in front of my eyes. So there is a mob or group who join this test series, but within them there is a subgroup of very small number of people who are extremely dedicated and extremely focused. So they complete the race, and they, as part of IPM, if you write every IPM test, you are going to get free I will test series. You are aware of that, right? So we will have around 28 tests in mains test series. So that will be made available for free of cost. So if you write, that is an incentive given for all IPM students, so that you write every test, and it acts as motivation, right? So that writing all the tests will give me some free test series after prelims, that will again improve my answer writing. So now, having started this answer writing practice, there are many online who are watching this also. So what you need to do is that once you start this test series, you should have clarity that no matter what is going to happen, you are not going to miss a single test, right? That much you must be clear in your number one. Secondly, there are mentors available, I am available, people available when you cannot meet your targets. Let's say weekly basis you are not able to meet targets before the test series syllabus, you are not able to complete it. So you can always come and talk to us how to do it, right? And briefly I will give you how to do it in this session itself, right? Thirdly, we encourage you to come up with evaluated copies, right? So that you can get further feedback. Now our experience might differ, I mean maybe better than the evaluator's experience. So when you come and show your copy, we will be able to further find out mistake, or will be able to suggest certain improvement. So second factor is that there should be constant interaction with the people here, right? So that will motivate you, that will maintain your consistency. Otherwise what happens, when you want to do everything on your own, so after few tests you will give up. For some reasons, I don't know, most of the students lack this attitude of what? Meeting their mentors, meeting teachers, any experts, for some reasons, I don't know, it is not lack of time or because they are busy, it is just like within their personality that is not there, go and meet people, right? If you overcome the second aspect, this cracking this examination is very easy, right? The reason, like I'll take my example, right? So I meet so many people every day. So throughout the year I do it. Here, Delhi, Lucknow, either wherever I go, I do meet people. Then online we interact with people. So I know maximum number of mistakes what students commit than you yourself know, right? So you might talk to your friend, you might talk to another senior, right? But the number of mistakes what people make, the number of mistakes what you should not do, right? So we will be more aware of that. So when you frequently come and keep talking, no, so we will be able to identify the mistake and tell you that you don't do this, and you have to trust it, right? And then when you trust and do it, we see faster improvement. See, it is not coincidence that rank 31 Karnataka topper is from this OGP student. It is not coincidence his previous Karnataka topper rank 77 is from classroom student OGP. Again, it is not coincidence his previous year All India rank 5 Jaydev is from classroom OGP. He was the Karnataka topper. 3 years in a row, it cannot be coincidence, right? So within these three people, what is the common point is that they were OGP student and they became part of course student, but it is not about the course, right? What differentiated, distinguished them was their approach. I mean, they were approaching us regularly on a regular basis, and they were seeking improvement. For example, for Avinash, I took like 7-8 mock interviews. For Jaydev, I took 17-18. For Akshay Simha, I took like 7-8 mock interviews. Nandini also I had taken mock interviews, and at least 30-40 essays I have evaluated for every one of them. So this evaluation of essay or anything also become talking sessions, where I will ask about how is your CSAT, how is your paper on, how is your optional. So you will tell me that this is what I am doing, this is what I am doing. So if I come to know there is some lack in it, then we will suggest you something. So you can do some course correction. So this is what you have to do. The point of this discussion is that because you have joined a course, doesn't mean that you just have to just come, write and then disappear, right? The course is much more than just the test series. This is an institution, this is an ecosystem, right? The more you make use of, and we won't send you back, saying that, in fact, students from other institutions come and, show their copies with, boldly written, the name of the institution. We don't discriminate, we don't differentiate, we don't even ask a question that why did you join that institution, or why are you bringing this? So I am not interested in that, right? So what I am interested is in your improvement. So if you are writing essay in another institution, that is still good, right? But the institution is open, and you being part of the institution, and I have started taking mock interviews. So on my desk there are like nearly 100 plus detailed application forms. So most of them are like IPM course students this year. The number of people who are writing mains is increasing, and I then ask them, okay, how many tests you wrote? Very few people will tell within them every test, but most of them who have written mains, they will tell that 70 to 80% of the tests they wrote. Out of 40, they would have written like 25, 30 tests for sure, right? So have an ambitious target of writing everything, but compulsorily write at least 80% of them, right? It will make a huge difference in terms of helping you complete the paper. So out of 20, before prelims, if you can write 16 answers, that is an achievement. From there, after prelims, again you will have 3 months time where you can easily write 20 out of 20. Second objective is our focus. I keep telling in every session that try to focus on writing quality answers instead of quantity. First test you have 20 questions, you feel like completing the paper, like not writing only like 10 quality answers. So we have this competitive mindset from since childhood that we want to complete something, right? So you get restless, you feel bad that you are writing only 5 answers, 6 answers. So don't feel bad about that. This is natural for everyone. My guess is that those who have joined these kind of mains test series for the first time, before that they haven't written any test, they write only 5 to 6 answers, on an average 6 answers, right? After 5, 6, 7 tests, they might start writing around 8 answers. After 10, 15 tests, they will start writing around 10 to 12 answers. After around 25 plus tests, 14 plus answers will be written. They will be writing 14 plus answers. When they are touching, if at all, 30 test and all, 16 to 17. Some of them might complete the paper, but quality answers will be between 14 to 16 out of 20. That much is enough, right? So you have to focus on writing 15 answers, scoring 100 marks, rather than writing 20 answers and scoring 100. Write 14, 15. Try to get average of 5.5 per answer and try to get around 100 marks. So if you achieve that, you are on the right path to score 400 plus in from 4 GS papers easily, right? And then the structuring, presentation, the evaluators will keep writing comments, okay, that you have to take care of. If handwriting is an issue, don't ignore the handwriting. That is a very important issue. You should not ignore handwriting at any cost, because 1750 marks demands you to write so many pages, right? So it is not an artificial intelligence driven robot which will read your script, right? It is a human being who will evaluate. So human being, you have to consider that human being, right? So again, based on experience, I am telling it. So very clear, somebody with poor presentation, poor handwriting, we really feel like not reading it, right? Somebody with neat presentation, handwriting, you fall in love with that. Even when you are tired, even when you are, burdened, busy, you feel like you giving time to that, right? It's all psychological. We, as an aspirant, when you are writing that, you are not mindful of this, right? You are always focused on completing things, recalling things, but how you are presenting really matters in this examination. So if it is weak, get the best copies, with respect to presentation. So try to, present better than them, not just mimicking them, right? Again, that will create uniform presentation for everyone, mimicking anyone. So you have to improvise and try to better present, right? And at every step of this, be ambitious. Okay, so ambitious means what? So next test, 2 more answers I will write. Next test, better marks I want to score. You might fail, right? But don't worry about it. There will be another opportunity, another test. But you have to be open to failing also, at the same time open to learning from your mistakes. If you don't fail frequently, you are not learning frequently. You are not emerging as a wiser person when you are not failing. So for some reason, people have this fear of failing in this examination. So they don't want to score low marks, and if they score low marks, if they don't write well in the first IPM test, the second IPM test, they stop writing the third or fourth test. The excuse is, I lack content, I lack notes, right? I cannot complete the syllabus. So don't do this, okay? It's okay to not to do well in the beginning test, but ensure that somehow you pick up yourself, maximum you prepare for every test, come and write each and every test. So this makes the huge difference. It is like, 10,000 people starting a race, like marathon, and you know what happens, right? So in the end, you have like few strong people, very determined. Someone might fall down, but again they have the determination, will stand up. You might have seen YouTube videos and all, right? They keep moving forward, right? So if you understand the psychology of this competition, you are already a topper here. You just have to persist. You just have to stay the course of this. Keep doing it. Keep improving it. You'll just pass, because I see everyone is not so brilliant. Those who crack this examination, they are not like out of the world, super intelligent people. They are not like that. So there are people who are innately smart. The brains are smart because of good schooling, good college. They are also there. But there is majority people who are, not very smart, but in terms of life skills, in terms of personality, they are very good, right? something I won't give up, something I'm persistent. So these really matters. So I believe the timetable, the course, which demands your time and attention will actually improve these skills in you, right? So then coming to essay test next. So my suggestion is that in addition to essay test, you have to write extra essays every week. Essay, ethics, optional. If you master these three, means you are going to crack it, right? These are the three areas. Eventually, only essay, ethics. Even optional will also go. So this year you will see that very rarely you will see someone scoring 300 plus in any optional. When the scores come out of this year means you will have very few people who have scored 300 plus in any optional. The scores will come down to 250, 260, 270. So you won't have advantage. Ethics and essay, the scores will keep varying, right? So if somebody has scored 100, another person would have scored 130, 140. So the margin will be very huge in essay and ethics. So you have to master essay and ethics, right? So my suggestion till end of January, okay, as part of IPM and also as part of your extra preparation, give more time for ethics and essay. So what about essay? For last 10-year topics you pick up, okay, make a keyword for every essay topic. For every keyword, prepare a standard content of, like for example, let's say the word education is there, right? Standard word that keeps getting repeated in some form. For education, you search the 50 best books written on education world over. You will get some 1900 to 2022, 100 people might have written books on education. So based on the title and based on the reputation of the author, you pick up 5 to 6 books, not the books, the book titles, and then search their summary in Google about those books, right? So summary will be there. So one book will be like democracy and education. One book will be schooling is not education. Just example. What is necessary is deschooling. Some titles will be there like this. So from that you pick up 3-4 ideas from every book. So in 2 pages you put all these ideas. In essay, what matters is ideas, not examples, right? Examples you must write, but give importance to ideas, right? What people do is that they consider topic itself is an idea, and then they give many examples of in support, few examples against the topic, and then they conclude, right? So that is not essay. So you can watch my previous video where I have given like brief hint about how to write essay, and there are a few videos also on YouTube about essay writing. You can watch them. So to overcome the fear of essay writing, what you need to do, once you have made this content for all the keywords, you pick up a topic beforehand, prepare for 1 week, right? So let's say you haven't written any essay so far. So you pick up a topic from this year. Next 4-5 days, you prepare examples, content for that particular topic, and then sit straight for 1.5 hours without referring to anything. Write based on your preparation. And that essay you can come and show to me or any mentors here. So that if you do for like 10 weeks, right? So you would have written 10 essays, but also you would have improved. You will see your score improving in IPM test or YLM test, right? And as part of the going ahead, the preparation, just because you joined main test series, prelim test series, never ignore your basics, right? So if 5 days gap is there for IPM test, first 3 days you read basics first from NCERT, from your notes, from previous year questions, right? Only next 2 to 3 days you go for secure compilation or any enrichment material you have, right? And then read the advanced. From day 1 you don't do that. So always give priority to basics and previous year question papers for every test, right? So how many days of gap you have for every test? 1 week. Let's say 6 days. So out of 6 days, 3 days only for previous year questions, both prelims and mains previous year questions. So let's say next test is about what, geography. So example, let's say polity. So last 10 years, every polity mains question. First do prelims questions. Last 25 years, polity questions. 2 days you do them. Okay. And then another day, last 10 years, mains questions. Okay. So you first read the question. If there is model answer, you read it. Otherwise, read the question and read the textbook or any material you have. So 3-4 days, you only complete this thing. It will do magic to your preparation. Right. Remaining 2 days, anything that is there in the news, like secure, polity, anything we have covered in 1 year. Right. Paper to GS, paper to mains questions. You pick up questions from there and read it. And as you write every test, keep the synopsis and question paper of every test as your another primary material. So before preparation, previous year question, secure compilation. After writing the test plus synopsis. So these three sources are your only one source. Combine them, keep revising them again and again in addition to whatever textbooks you are reading. It's kind of reverse engineering. You will be able to cover like every topic that is going to appear in both prelims and mains. So what people do is that they keep diversifying. That is the reason why people diversify is that they want to make notes on every topic, so they want to refer to multiple. The moment you stop making notes, you are actually preparing for the examination, right? Until you stop making notes, you are not actually preparing, because this is endless exercise, making notes, I'm making notes. So notes already exists, right? I don't know what new notes you will make for any topic that is there in the syllabus. Let us say disaster management. So what is the new notes that you can make compared to the previous year topper, or anybody who has made notes this year only, or websites like us might have given already enough content on disaster management. But I don't understand why people want to again make notes, right? Instead, what you need to do, existing notes you consolidate, right? Repeatedly read it and then use it in your answer, write about them, right? Remember and write what is there in front of you rather than spend those precious time again passively picking up and writing. Entire time goes in that. You don't have time to read, revise, remember and recollect for the examination. So your focus should be on that, right? So that is what smart preparation is about, saving time, right? So these are the few things I wanted to tell. Plus, don't ignore CSAT. Okay, doesn't matter whether which student you are. CSAT, you mark my words, I've already told many other sessions previously, is going to be tougher than this year. Even in dream, you would see, don't predict, don't imagine, don't visualize CSAT paper is going to be easy. It is going to be tougher than this year. So there is a logic behind that, why UPSC is doing that, right? I hope you understood it. So be prepared for the worst. If you are just giving 4-5 marks in CSAT, you are eliminated. Change your track. You are not part of the game. Try to give at least 50 to 70 full length CSAT marks. 50 to 70 full length CSAT marks. Doesn't matter how brilliant you are already in CSAT. If you are not giving equal number of CSAT tests as you give in GS1, you are out of the race. So only by giving more number of marks you will get the courage. You will be out of all the fear of CSAT. So don't keep on postponing it with an excuse that I want to complete optional, I want to complete syllabus for IPM, I want to make notes, I am weak in this, that and all, right? So CSAT, don't ignore and don't postpone. Now is the time you start doing it, right? Because if you clear CSAT, you are going to clear prelims more likely. That is how the trend is changing, right? So that is how the trend is changing. If you are not clearing CSAT, you are not clearing prelims. So now it is reversed now, right? The paper one cutoff is coming down, right? If you write all IPM test, if you have read every part of the syllabus, more likely you are going to score that much marks. So if there is no fear in your mind, especially for CSAT, you are going to clear paper one also. So ensure that practice for CSAT is done with utmost seriousness. In fact, I tell very rudely to people, I have told many times, do CSAT, do CSAT. They come and tell I haven't done. Then I ask, why are you preparing? So what is the point of writing essay? Why are you writing essay? Right. So you tell me, give me an answer. Why are you writing this essay and coming and showing me? When you know that you are weak in CSAT. They know that they are scoring 35, 40 marks. Right. They know that they are weak in CSAT. They are avoiding giving CSAT preparation exams. But they are writing essays. They are completing their optional. In mind they have, from January I will do. They won't do from January. In mind, again they will tell that they will do from February, again they won't do it. They will only take up 1 month before prelims, that suicide pill, right? So I told you, in the very beginning, if you understand the psychology of the competition, you are already a topper, right? The one beautiful thing about competition, in any competition, any field, is that there is always a herd, right? Herd mentality exists in every competition. If you know what the herd is thinking, then you are already a topper. You should not do that, right? Just think differently, do things slightly differently. You are going to become topper, right? So this is kind of awakening session, more of a awakening session. I hope you got the clarity, right? So in I think half an hour, I have very briefly, I just put everything that is important. So don't just listen, leave things here and don't walk out, right? So these are wisdoms, what we speak here. It is up to you, like your personalities. So you should have that personality which is receptive and which keeps rewinding and reminding yourself about these kind of words and follow them, right? Competition, the exam per se is not tough, right? So the exam per se is not tough. You're not reading extremely difficult, extremely complicated stuff for this examination. All you are reading is history of India, history of world, geography of planet Earth, not Mars or any other planet, right? And then what? The disasters which take place here and there. There is one small document, constitution. What is there in it and how it is applied on day-to-day basis, right? In and around the world, what happens around you people, which you read in newspaper every day, right? And then there is paper called ethics, which is nothing but common sense, right? So if you have common sense, then ethics paper is easy for you, right? If you have common sense. So otherwise, whatever you read in textbook, that is not coming in ethics paper. Have you noticed it? Doesn't matter who writes which kind of textbook questions are not coming in the ethics paper. At the end of the day, it is your personality, your ethical competence, your common sense that gets you good marks, not the coaching, not the textbook, right? Similarly in essay paper. So these things, if you possess, this exam is easy for you. So work on them also, right? Thank you.